Good afternoon, everybody. It's good to see you. Well, it looks like we are indoors for the long haul. And now that the decision has been made, I think it's a good time to reflect on the tools available, what could be used to make our lives and the girls' lives easy. And that's my specialism, really. I would like to introduce you to a platform called Seneca Learning. I will show you how Seneca Learning looks like from the science perspective. It is a really, really simple, very useful tool, but it's the kind of tool which is complete. You can set just Seneca Learning and it would take off outcomes for you. It starts with text, it has text, it has videos embedded, it has drag and drop sometimes, it has all manner of multimedia learning. So it's an immersive environment and it really is, it's hands-on. There's only a little bit of text and then you have activities, maybe a video and you have activities. So the kids will never be bored working through it. It is intuitive in the sense that it gives them instant feedback. It makes it easier on the teacher for planning and assessment, but you do get very, very good quality data. You get rich data, you know me. The platforms I like are the platforms which give you data. And actually, the teacher's skill is the analysis of the data and then using that data to inform future planning and to move the students on. Seneca Learning, I am just going to add how to set up. Well, do I even need to do how to set up? I think we all know how to set up accounts on most of these edtech platforms. So I'll skip that bit. I'll give you a brief intro of it. I will show you what a child will see. I'll give you a short experience of what lessons could be like. And I do hope that you take me up on this one. Go check it out. It is one of the emerging platforms. It is wonderful in the sense that depending on how you select it, how you deploy it, you can take off standards with it. And sometimes you don't even need to add anything to it. The whole thing is done for you in Seneca Learning, which should take off, at least for some classes, ease your planning and preparation time and free some time for you to actually analyze the data, which is where the gains really are. So welcome to Seneca Learning and let me show you how it works. So this is Seneca Learning. I have taken you to middle school biology because that's where I operate, so bear with me, work with me. This is a classic lesson. This is a food chain lesson, but if you notice here, it takes the students through the text. It explains a lot of things. Once the students get this, they can move on to the next bit. It tells them about herbivores. These are things I could have done on my PowerPoint, but I like the way text is done here because the text itself is mobile and it makes it a little interactive. So the student works through all this and they should have paid attention. They've now worked through all the activities here. Information has now been got. I could have done this on a PowerPoint, but this is more fun and you will see how this works. Once the student has finished, there is something for them to do. Herbivores that eat green plants and or, what word could it be? Let's try herbs. If we try it and it's wrong, it does not let me move forward. So you see, the student actually has to go back and have a look at the material. They can't work out what the plant was. Oh, it was not herb. They are back here. It is great in the sense that it allows students to know whether they are doing the right thing or not. So now the student has gone back. They've seen the correct word was algae. It's moved them on to food chains. Food chains, so this animal here, is a kind of consumer. 1, 2, let's try secondary. If a student paid attention, voila, it's right in. Okay, so this one, what could it be? The student has to work it out. Spellings has to be on point. The student is actually learning as we go along. Finished with that activity, more information is now being presented. It tells them about predators. I like the graphics. The graphics are on point. It draws your attention. It's very well researched in the way they've set it out. Even you, the adult, becomes interested in the multimedia tools they deployed. So the student works through this. It tells them about decomposers, blah, 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 thinks about food chain. Again, I could have done a video or I could have sent them a PowerPoint, but this does the same thing, I think, more effectively, especially considering that it's on a different platform from the usual. They are done, they click continue. So now it brings them to definitions. So this is an apex, I think it might be predator, maybe. Hey, it's in. Right, what do decomposers secrete to break down dead material? I don't know. Should we try maybe waste? Well, they are not secreting waste, so that was not good. Might it be another word they said? Oh, voila, it's correct. See, if it's wrong, it doesn't let the students move on. It locks them in that activity. They would have to go back to the text and they would have to find the information. It's a good thing to encourage the students to have their exercise books with them when they go through Seneca Learning and just make note of the key points. So now we are up to here. It says bacteria, types of decomposers. We didn't really pay attention to what types of decomposers are. We might go back and have a look. Right, they break down dead material. Okay, they digest whatever. These soluble molecules can then diffuse into the decomposer. Okay, decomposers such as bacteria, fungi are responsible for recycling. The student has to backtrack if they've not paid attention to specific things. So here, we need to try and work out types of decomposers and what might be here. Might it be dead organisms? Okay, it's not. Kid has gone through, they really can't work out the answer. They click check, fungi comes up, they get 0 because they couldn't work it out. Do you see what I mean? Students can click on feedback and it tells them so if something's not quite working, my answer should have been accepted. There's an error in the content. If a kid wants to contest with something, and kids really like that, being able to give the system feedback, maybe the spelling should have different variety, whatever, it's great. If students want to do that, encourage them to use that. If they think it was not fair for whatever reason, decomposers such as bacteria and fungi break down and recycle things. Okay, you can keep going. Breakdown is done by enzymes and then it takes it to enzymes. It really connects learning and makes it visible in a way which is difficult for individual teachers to be able to achieve on their own. So they've done this, they've done that. And then a question comes. So you see the kind of questions the kids get are not the same. What comes at the base of all food chains? Ooh, yes, it's correct. Decomposers break down by secreting. They secrete enzymes. That's what we read. Boom, it's done. And then so many different things for the kids to do. All right. Apex predators don't eat other animals. That's not true. This one is correct. So it says you will have to reveal, they eat other animals. They are at the bottom. No, they are not at the bottom. They are at the top. So they have to play with, if you notice right now, it's taking them to a video. It turns out that waste, as gross as it may seem, is actually a good source of energy. And the videos are very carefully chosen. Like well done. So you don't need to go make any videos or anything and put anything. This is your complete suite. This is it. Ooh, we didn't pay attention. We have to go back and watch. I think you see how this works. And the great thing is, like most of these things that I recommend, it also comes with data. So at the end of the activity, when you go into your class, it will give you some phenomenal data that you can play with and analyze. You know how to handle data already. I am not going to teach you how to suck eggs. I just wanted to show you Seneca Learning. And I do hope that Seneca Learning brings you some liberties in planning. It brings you some engagement of your students, and it helps you to walk students through complex units without you present. Let me know what you think about it, and if I can help you in any way in setting up or in administering Seneca Learning, then you do know where to find me. Enjoy.